Okay, have you understood this permissions? So for normal user, you remember root user has, see, there is double here, double seven, double six, here double five, double four. One number is repeated blindly if you want to remember, right? So root user will have restricted permission 755 644. Normal user, no much restriction, 775 664. Okay, you remember this default permissions. Okay, umask, what is umask? They'll tell you. So umask is a value which will decide the default permissions of files and directories. Okay, for normal user it is 002, for root user it is 022. Can you remember this? Okay, it is there in the document. You just go through this and remember this. Okay, I have given the explanation here. If you want to change the umask, so you need to go and change somewhere here, right? But it's not much important. You tell them it is possible to change but not recommended. Okay, group add user mod, we'll discuss these things later. Just let go. So rm minus rf I already explained. Sorry, rm and rmdir I already explained. This is the difference between that, right? Must be empty before we delete. If we are using rmdir to delete a directory, it can delete only directories, but that should be a empty directory and should not be a current directory. If you are inside my dir directory and if you try to delete my dir with absolute path or relative path, it will not delete. So first the directory should be deleted and it should not be a home directory, right? User home directory you should not delete. Okay, fine. So rm, you can delete both files and directories. By default it will delete files. If it is directory means rm minus rf you have to use recursive forcefully. Next, one option I forgot to explain it here, minus I. Okay, so R means recursively, right? Option provides a convenient way to erase a directory even if it is not empty, forcibly, right? F means forcibly. Fine. These are the rules, difference between that. Here I have explained. Next thing is, guys, anything whenever you are removing, right? For example, here I have my dir, right? Right. Let me create one more directory in cd my dir. Okay, here let me create one more directory, mkdir minus p /p. Go on mute /p. Right now, I want to delete my dir recursively. What is the command? Rm minus rf my dir. Right. So here, if you use an option, I interactive, right? You have to remove f here, deleted. Okay, I'll show you this. So if you use I, not this too, I, if you use interactive mode, means it will ask, okay, shall I delete my dir? My dir has some other directory, right? So it will tell, so shall I delete B directory? Yes, if you confirm its parent is A, shall I delete A? Yes, delete. Then shall I delete my dir? From subdirectories to parent, it will come. It will interactive mode. It will ask one by one. Shall I delete it? Shall I delete it, like that? Okay, that I'll show it next time. Okay, let me remove this rm. Hide it. I'll show you again. I don't want to see like this rm. See, it will like this. If you use -i here, it will ask regular empty file. So shall I delete? Yes or no? If I type yes, then only it will delete. So like that. If you use I there, interactive mode, like this, it is going to ask, shall I delete it? Shall I delete it? Like that for each and every file and directory. Okay, I'll show you that again. Don't worry. Simple thing. I'll show you. Next thing is mkdir. We know how to create a directory, right? So far, mkdir, my dir, like this we used to give. If I want to create multiple directories at a time, my dir, right? One, my dir, two. So with the space separation, it will, if you give in the current directory, it is going to create my directory one, my directory two, like that. It will create multiple directories. And parenting structure, one inside the other subfolders. If I want to do, we just discussed about this -p if you use. So it will be like this. If you give dir1, it will create inside dir1 one more directory, subdirectory. Inside this dir2, it will create one more subdirectory, dir3. Inside this, it will create one more direct subdirectory, dir4. Like this, it will create. Now, if I print like this, for example, like this, it will just, it means it is a success response. It is not printing any error. It is a success response. So we have to go and check it. Now, what I want to do is, I want to print the result. I want to print the result after this, whether it is success or not. I want to see the result. For example, 3, 4, I'll give. In that case, what I have to give? -v means verbose. If you give, it's not much important. Yes, it will print. Okay, created directory for 3, created directory 4, like this, it is going to print the message. In this case, if you don't -v, just nothing else, no error, it means success. You need to type ls and check it, but here it will give the message, hey, I created a directory. In this case, it will create a directory, but not give any message. But if you use -v, it will give a message that I created. Next thing, right? -p. Okay, I'll explain about -m. There is one shortcut here. I want to create directories like this. mkdir. Okay, mkdir. For example, dir, right? dir. In the flower brackets with comma separation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you give, so what it will do is it will create a directories dir1, dir2, dir3, dir4, dir5, like this. It will create like this, dir1, dir2, dir3, dir4. So like this also you can create. This is also asked in recent interviews. This also is asked in recent interviews. I want to create multiple directories with mkdir. How to create? I'll use mkdir and directory names with space separation like this, dir1 comma space dir2, like this. Then they ask, no, I want to create directory, for example, dir. So with that, in a single command, I want to create all this. I want to create directory 1, directory 2, 3, 4, like this in a single command, but I should not give it space separation, full name, right? You can give like this, dir, like this, it will happen this. So in recent, only once it asked in recent interviews. Next. So whatever the directories I created here, they all got default permissions. While creating the directory, for example, mkdir, okay, for something, morning, I want to create a directory. So if I create a directory, I'm creating it like a normal user. So what permissions we will get, default permissions we'll get for this directory, morning directory?
775.
775, yes, but I don't want. So I'll create this directory, it will get default permissions. Again, I want to change the permissions of that. From 775 to 755, I want to change, or something else I want to change. So 2 commands, mkdir, then chmod, right? So instead of creating a directory with default permissions and changing the permissions, at the time of creation itself, we can set the permission. -m 755. You can use it like this. So at the time of, this is an interview question, guys, write it down at some place, right? At the time of creating a directory itself, I want to change the permissions. I want to change the permission. At the time of directory creation itself, I want to change the permission. ls minus l, if I type morning, it has got, see here, it has got 755 permissions. So this is an interview question. Remember, mkdir -m and permissions. If you don't give -m and permissions, the directory will get default permission. Instead of getting default permissions, if you want to get set custom permissions, -m you have to use, -m and permissions. Whatever you want, if you give that, the directory will get those permissions. Clear? Yes or no, guys? Okay. So next, remove. I already explained this. Okay. This ownership also, chmod I explained, chown. I'll explain later. Let me explain about users, then I'll explain about. Now you know this cd, right? I no need to explain. If you want to get inside a directory, if you want to get inside one directory, right, you can, it is under current directory only. It is under current directory only. You can give that cd morning, right? You can change it. If you want to go one level up, dot. If you want to go from there, some relative path, absolute path, that and all I explained it, right? But default, it will check. If you give cd morning, it will check if is there a directory with the morning name inside my current location, like that, right? So you know this, I already explained. Relative path, one level up, 2 level ups, that and all I explained. Absolute path also, absolute path, relative path difference also I explained. Next, let me explain about user add. See, I want to see, by default, in general, if you are not on AWS, in general, by default, we'll have root user only, no normal users. We need to log in as a root user and create normal users. But what AWS is doing is, it is giving us a root user. Along with that, it is giving one normal user for that. But that is EC2 user, but password is not given. Instead of password, it is giving a secret token, the TIM file, right? I want to create a one more user here. First, let me switch as sudo -i, right? I switched as a root user because as a normal user, I cannot create root user. See, now I came back as exit. With exit, I came back as normal user. Let me try to create one new user. User add user okay. User add. Okay, I want to create one more user, like EC2 user. I want to create one more user. The name of the user is Darshan. Okay, but it is saying permission denied. Permission denied. Why? Because you are a normal user. You don't have permissions to create a other user. We can use pseudo privileges, but what is that pseudo privileges? I didn't explain yet. So let's see that later. But now let me go to root user. Now as a root user, user add Darshan. Done. Created. User has created. You can use either user add or add user. Any command you can use. User add or add user. Both work same. You can use any command. Now I created a user, Darshan. Username is there. If we leave that user like that, it is not secured. We need to set a password for that user. For that, immediately after creating a user, we need to set a password for that user. What is that command? Is passwd, right? Darshan username. So I created a user Darshan. For that Darshan user, I am setting a password, right? It is asking for the password, right? It is saying bad password. It is shorter than 8 characters. I gave a password which is less than 8 characters. So it is saying bad password, but not invalid password, right? Again, I'm giving, confirming the same password. Done. Done. I created a user. Now, let me go back to my normal user. See, don't use root user for this step. Whatever I'm going to use, I'll tell the drawback also. Now, let me switch as normal user. Clear, right? I'm an EC2 user now. Now, how I worked as a EC2 user, right? Like that, I created one more user called Darshan user. So I said one point. If you all remember, I said one point. If I create a new user, what will happen? If I create a new user, what will happen?
In terms of what?
Huh? Sorry?
Well, like the user will be created, but what do you want to ask?
Something related to home directory. Whenever we create a new user, what will happen?
In user folder, we will have one more folder created, like
user folder.
No, in home, we will have one more home directory for Darshan also.
Yeah, yes. Under home directory, see, we are here now, right? If you go to /cd/home, right? Here, if I type ls, I can see that a folder has been created with the username. Whenever we created a user called Darshan, user add or add user Darshan, with that folder name, with that username, a folder will be created under home directory. This I said, right? Right? So whenever you create a user, immediately a folder will be created under home directory with that username. Okay, it has been created. Next, one more thing also will happen here. One more thing also. What will happen is, with the same username, a group will be created. With the same name, a group will be created. And who will be part of that group is same user. By default, yesterday, Anup was asking the same question, right? I said, I'll discuss this later. This is a point, right? Whenever you create a user, under home directory, a directory will be created with the same username and all the user information will be present here. Whenever we set the password for that user, that password information, everything will be present inside this folder. Next, along with that folder creation, a group will be created with that name. By default, a group will be created that with that username. Darshan, one group will be there. And who will be part of that group is Darshan itself. Same user will be part of that. Later, we can add other users. By default, when the group gets created, whenever you create a user, a group will be created with that username, and the same user will be part of that group. Okay, fine. How to know this in? Huh? Sorry?
Yes,
Go on mute. Banu Prakash. I don't like this. Okay, when you are in a flow, keep on mute. If you have a question, you unmute and ask it. Okay. It's not a professional way. See this. We don't have the right to disturb others, lose their concentration. Okay. So this darshan, right? I was saying it will create a folder and a group will be there and someone will be the same user will be part of that group. Later we can add someone else. Okay, fine. Let me go to user home directory. Okay, it's anywhere. Now, how I worked with EC2-user. All right, here I created files cd, right? You can use simply cd also. If you want to go to user home directory, you can use either direct cd or cd tilde symbol. If you use any of this, direct cd directory cd or cd tilde, right? Anything we use, it will go to user home directory, right? I use just type cd. Now if I type pwd, I'm under EC2-user home directory. Now how I worked with EC2-user, I created all these files and directories. Like that, I want to work with, what is that username? Darshan user.
Darshan.
How to switch from one user to other user is sudo command, su command. Su darshan. Su darshan. It will ask for the password. Give the password. Now I changed as darshan user. Yes or no? Yes or no? I changed as a darshan user. Correct?
Yes.
Earlier I was EC2-user. Now I am a darshan user. Now you observe one thing here. Very much careful. Touch by.txt I'm going to create. Permission denied. Why? If you tell this, then it means that I did justification to my explanation, whatever I did so far. Why this permissions? Why permission denied issue?
It is normal user, right? Normal user
So far,
have any permissions.
Any permissions. The EC2-user was also a normal user. With that user only, I created all these files and directories. Normal user don't have permissions. No, who said that? No, we can create. Okay, one clue. Where we are creating this by.txt?
We can see Darshan, the IP address and then EC2-user we are doing it. So I think that's an issue.
What is that? EC2-user is okay, but what? Where we are working now?
Root.
We are under
Root.
EC2-user.
We are under EC2-user. Darshan user has his own home directory. But what he is doing is he is going to user EC2-user home directory, EC2-user home directory and trying to create a file there. We don't have permissions there. Now he want to come back to his home location, right? Either by typing this or just cd. Now he came back to his home, pwd, Darshan home directory. There he can create touch by.txt. Now it will allow. So he is trying to create in someone else home directory. It will not allow. See, I'll go here /home ls-l. Okay. What are the permissions of EC2-user? Read, write, execute means owner. EC2-user is the owner of this directory. Under home directory, for every user, there will be a directory. Only owner can do anything. Others are groups. Both of them don't have minimum permission, not even read permissions. So this Darshan went inside this directory, right? cd EC2. Right inside this, here it read. See, you don't even have permission, that not even read permission, you don't even go. At that time it has it switched, it was showing same directory, but he cannot do anything, read, write, nothing he can do. Why? Because he's not part, even though that Darshan is part of any group or this group or other, he treated as others, you don't have permissions there. Have you understood the permissions thing now, guys?
So just a point here. So when we have listed the first command, what we have, EC2-user ls you have listed. And from there you have written SU Darshan.
Yes.
So it would have ideally gone to that Darshan home
No.
directory itself, right?
No,
Why
it
did
haven't.
go to EC2 user?
It haven't gone. In few cases it will go. Some cases if it is not going, you know, right? It is there. So you just has to switch it. Why it has not gone? The behavior is like this. They have developed it like this. Okay. You have to go to home directory. When you switch, it will just treat the current directory as the directory. Again, you have to change to location wherever you want. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Now let me get exit. So it will go to EC2-user. Okay, fine. Right. You know, right, how to go back to one user to other. Switch means to a new user. If you type exit, it will go back to the previous user. Okay. Now here one point I'll tell you. It is here sudo -i. Who am I now? Root user. Root user. Now it changed to root user home directory by default. This is not the home directory of EC2-user root directory. Right. Now what I'll do is SU Darshan I'll type. SU Darshan. Change to Darshan, but it is still in the root directory. So when you come as a root directory, it will go to default location, but normal users, it is not switching. Okay, I'll go to root Darshan home directory. Okay, root location. This is root user home. From there, we change it to Darshan user home directory. Fine. But have you observed when I type this Darshan, SU Darshan command?
Yes, so whatever the command that we've used previously, it will get inside that.
No, that difference I already explained. No, something else. That is just a small thing. I already said that for now. Root user.
It is in EC2 user. Now it is root user.
See, I explained the same thing. Anup also said the same point, and again you are saying the same point. No, that is okay. Not that. For normal user, it is staying in the previous home, but for root user, it is changing. That is silly thing. It is, forget about it. You can change it. Something else very much important is there. What is that?
Sir, we had hash over there. Hash is nothing but a root
Oh,
user.
yeah. That is known information. This is root user. This is normal user. Know it. Okay. Something else. Password.
Switching to root user to Darshan user.
Whenever I only switched my root user to Darshan user. I only switched that. I know. I'm saying whenever you try to switch, see, you are a root user. Whenever you are a root user, you are working as a root user. Darshan is a normal user. Whenever you try to switch from root user to normal user, it will not ask password. Directly it will switch. Why? Because higher root has higher permissions. For higher to lower you are coming. It will not ask the permission. See, now I am a Darshan user. Now I am a Darshan user. Now from Darshan user, if I try to switch as EC2-user, it will ask a password. It will ask the password. If I try to switch as a root user, it will ask the password. So remember, root user to normal user, it will never ask password. But normal to normal or normal to root, it will ask the password. So last time we switched from EC2-user to Darshan user, it asks a password, normal to normal. Means same level of permission. Root to normal, it will never ask permission. It will directly switch. Clear? Have you observed that? Darshan. SU
Yes,
Darshan. Huh?
Yes.
So last time when we
What
switched
is
from
the
EC2,
difference between sudo, writing sudo-i and SU?
this is just
Both are same.
Yeah, not same. SU you can use to switch to any user. SU to some other user, XYZ, root, any user. Sudo is just to change to root user. Sudo is from any user you want to switch to root user. Because here for root user, there is no password. For EC2-user, there is no password. How to set password for EC2-user, I'll teach in a separate class. Just you want to switch to root user. Then you can use sudo -i here because they don't have password. Okay. SU is to switch to any user. You want to switch from one user to any other user with password, then you can use SU. Clear, Darshan? Dharmendra?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, one small assignment I'll give you guys. Okay. This is why I gave this assignment. I'll tell later. Okay. Why I gave assignment, I'll tell later. But just take something, just small assignment. There is one command called as grep. Either you read the document, don't read the document, you prefer online, like search, you Google, either YouTube or just search in Google. What is grep command? You find it and come by tomorrow. Okay. What is grep command? How it works? Few examples out of this. grep. There is some command called as grep. Okay. What is grep command? How it works? Few examples of it. grep. Okay. Learn about this and come. You do your own efforts and let me know. Come and explain me tomorrow. Why I gave this assignment? I didn't explain grep command, but before explanation only, I asked you itself to Google learn it and come. Why? I'll tell tomorrow. Okay, fine. Next command we are going to learn. So far, whatever we'll learn, right? All are basic commands. Basic commands. No data manipulation command, nothing. Cat, cd, mkdir, touch, chmod, right? User add. These are normal commands. Right, other than user add, daily we use ls, cd, mkdir, touch. We keep using them regularly. Okay, regular commands, normal commands, right? Now we are going to learn some manipulation, data manipulation commands, or some next level of commands we can call. In that, wc is one command. Word count. Word count. See, I'll write a file. So I'm EC-1 user. I.txt, vi, I.txt. Good. Okay, insert mode. Insert mode. Good morning. Next, how are you? Question mark. Welcome to Linux. Okay, 3 lines. wc hi dot. First let me cat it. Let me clear first. Cat hi.txt.
So it's cat, sir, not car.
Okay. wc hi.txt. See, it is giving a lot of information here. First one, 3 lines. How many lines it has? 3 lines. 8 words. 1, 2, right? Good morning. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 words. 43 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Space is also a character. Space is also a character. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40 only there. But it is showing us 43 characters. 43 characters, right? Here 40 only are there, but 43 it is showing. How? Why? Because to indicate it as a line, there will be one special character before each. In front of every line, there will be one special character. Okay. So that also this is a hidden. It will not be visible. So that also it will consider. So 3 lines, right? So there will be one special character of each line. So it will consider 3. So 40 characters plus 3 lines. So that also it will take, right? 43, and this is file name. So number of lines, number of words, number of characters. This contains the special character in front of every line. If you want to get the only characters, you can minus the number of lines. So you'll get it. So 43 minus 3 lines, 40, right? The file name. Next. So now I want to, this is confusing. I don't want this, right? So what you can do is just use -l option. Small l minus l. Okay, so this is will give lines, number of lines. Next, you can give number of words you want, w. So l means lines, w means words. 8 words, right? We know that, right? I.txt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how the words are separated is space. Space also considered as a character, but to separate words we use this. U question mark. Is it a single word or 2? U is 1 word, question mark is 1 word. It is combined. There is no space separation. It is a single word. If you use U space question mark, then it is U is considered as a special word, separate word, and question mark is considered as a separate word. So words are separated with space, right? It is combined now. It is a single word now. U question mark. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now don't get confused. I'll use capital L. Small L means what? Length, right? Length, line. Capital means length of the longest line. 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So length of the longest line. 16 it will give. Okay, next. These two don't get confused. Number of characters I want to know. -m. Number of characters means -m. Okay, total 43 we know, right? -3 number of lines also will be added because each line will have special characters. -3 means 40. So 43 it is shown. Okay, m means number of characters. But you remember one thing. If you remember from academics, so this depends on bytes, right? So characters, some characters. So if you see Java, C and all, one character will consume some bytes of memory to store, right? For example, 2 bytes. In Java, it is 2 bytes, something like that, right? Some may consider like special symbols consider more than the default memory, like 3 bytes, 4 bytes, something like that, right? I want to based on characters. I want to know this M means characters, C means bytes. Don't consider C means characters, M means memory bytes. Don't think like that. M means bytes. Sorry, C. M means characters. -m means number of characters. -c means number of bytes. So it is also showing 43 only. Why? Because each character is consuming 1 byte. So 43 bytes, right? So there are some special characters, even I don't know, which will consider more than 1 byte. So there, if there is one character which consumes that, right, 2 bytes, so it will show as 44. But there is nothing in that. Whatever we use, it's a normal text. Only 1 byte it is consumed for consumed for each character. So same as 43. So don't get confused. Read it. -L WC -L file name. If you use real number of lines, number of words, length of the longest line, number of characters. WC means number of bytes. Okay. Now I want to for multiple files. I have hi.txt. We have hi.txt, right? Like that, I'll create hello.txt. Vi hello.txt. Hi. Hello. Who are you? Something like this. Save it. Escape colon. Now, why is this error? Not an editor command. Why this error? Can you guess why I am getting this error? I used capital W. Escape colon WQ, right? I used capital W. Escape colon WQ. Small w we have to use, right? Now, if I cat this hi.txt, cat hi.txt. See, now H I am clicking on tab. It is not picking automatically. Why? Because there are 2 files with the same name. Hi.txt, hello.txt. H, same. Now, if I type I and click on tab, it will pick automatically. Right? Now, H, E, right? E, click on tab. There is only one file with start with HE, right? I'm just printing this. Now, if I see WC -L hi.txt, hello.txt. So now it will take both the files as the input, will give the result for both. Means hi.txt has 3 lines, hello.txt has 3 lines, total 6 lines. So if you give multiple files, for multiple files it is going to give. So now if I give capital L here, so it will take the input of both the files, right? So it is saying 16 is hi.txt length. This is this one. So the total max is, so in this both max is 16. It is giving us total, but it is max, which is bigger one is this one 16. Like this it will give for both the files. Understood, guys? Yes or no? Here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, next, with the cat command, we can do few operations, which is very important. I'll explain this, guys. Cat, what it will do? Cat command, what it will do?
It will print.
It will print the result. It is just printing here. It is just printing the result on that terminal. This is called as terminal. On the screen terminal, it is printing that. I don't want to print it here. I want to type this result. I want to pass this result into some other file. What you can do is cat greater than symbol result.txt, for example. If there is already a result.txt, it will take that file. Whatever is there inside hi.txt, it will put inside this result.txt. If the result.txt is not there, it will create and put it there. Now see this. ls, do we have hi.txt? We have result.txt. Yes. Cat hi.txt. Same content. Cat result.txt. Same content. Yes or no, guys? Is it there? Yes or no? Now what I'll do is same command. Here I'll change it as hello.txt. Hello.txt. What will happen now? First,
It will overwrite the existing one.
So whatever the content present in this hello.txt will come and sit in this hello.txt. Sorry, result.txt. But the result.txt has already some content. This content is there in result.txt. What will happen to this? This will be removed. In this case, it will override. Greater than symbol indicates first it will empty this file, right? If it has any content, it will empty this, then whatever it will come and place inside this. It will override. Now if I type cat result.txt. So last time the result.txt text was this. Now it is this. Okay. Now what I'll do is now I'll change back to hi.txt. But instead of one greater than symbol, I'll use two greater than symbols. So if you use one greater than symbol, it is override. Means it will empty this result.txt, then it will come and sit it here. But if I use two greater than symbols, it will append. Now what is there in result.txt now? What is there in result.txt? This content. Yes or no?
Hi, hello, how are you?
Right? This is there. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to pass hi.txt content into result.txt. So result.txt already have some content. So it will not be removed. As we are using two greater than symbols, it will append. It will not remove that. So it will come and sit next to that. So cat result.txt. So the content which was there previous, it is there as it is, and the hi.txt come and sat at the end. Here, one greater than symbol is override, two greater than symbols is append. If the file is there, it will reuse it. It will use that. If the file is not there, it will create it. Clear, guys? Understood, everyone? Cat override, append. Okay, you join back. We'll discuss some other things. The meeting is going to end. Use the same link. We'll discuss for another 10 minutes. Some topic we'll discuss. Okay. Use the same link to join back. Okay. Next sort we will discuss tomorrow. Cut also will discuss tomorrow. Some basically find command I'll discuss. Just only find. Not find also. Yeah, we'll discuss about find, guys. Okay. Find a command we will discuss. Then we will see that other things tomorrow.